There's a hidden operating system that runs pretty much every investment you can think of. I'm talking everything from the world's biggest hedge funds right down to your own retirement account. It's an idea so powerful, it actually won a Nobel Prize. And it all started because one guy decided to ask a much, much smarter question.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the dream, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the whole game? You find the next big thing, the next Tesla or whatever, you put all your money in, and boom, you win. Why on earth would you do anything else?
And you've just hit on exactly how the world of finance used to work. For decades, actually. And let me tell you, it was built on a totally fundamentally broken idea.
So then in 1952, this PhD student, Harry Markowitz, comes along. He publishes his paper that basically just torches that entire way of thinking. He says, look, any rule that doesn't naturally lead you to spread your bets, well, it has to be wrong. It's just not a logical way to act with your money.
Wait a second. You're telling me that was the actual rule? Find the one stock you think is going to be a home run and just bet the entire farm on it? That sounds terrifying.
It was, and that's what Markowitz saw. That kind of logic, it isn't an investment strategy. It's basically buying a lottery ticket. It funnels you into a portfolio of exactly one.
And that right there is the great trap so many investors fall into. Hunting for that one magical stock completely misses the point. Because you see, the smartest people in the room, they aren't just chasing the biggest return. They're actually solving a different puzzle altogether.
And this is where Markowitz really becomes the hero of our story. He didn't just stumble upon a new answer. He totally reframed the question itself. He gave us all a brand new way to think about the most fundamental trade-off in all of investing.
Now, it took a little while for the rest of the world to catch up. I mean, what started as this really dense academic paper in '52, it eventually grew into a book. And then finally, almost 40 years later, it earned him the Nobel Prize. This was no fad. This was a full-blown revolution that rewrote the rulebook of finance.
EQ. So Markowitz said we need to look at two things. The first one is something he called expected return. We'll just call it E. Now, this is the part everyone was already obsessed with. It's simply your best statistical guess based on everything you know of how much profit an investment might kick off.
Okay, but here's the genius part. He paired that E with something he called variance, or V. Now, in plain English, variance is just a way to measure risk. Think of it as the wildness of the investments ride. How much does it jump all over the place? A stock that has these huge, crazy swings up and down, that has high variance. A nice steady bond, that's got low variance.
Okay, hang on, let me see if I'm getting this. So the new rule is, for whatever level of risk or wildness you're willing to stomach, you should demand the absolute highest possible return you can get. It's really all about getting the most bang for your risk buck. You got it? That is the core of the expected return variance rule. It's not just about how much you make. It's about the quality of that return compared to the risk you had to take to get it.
So, this gives us a really powerful mental model. Think of variance as the price tag attached to any potential return. Before you get all dazzled by how much money you could make, you've got to look at that price tag and ask yourself, hey, is the potential reward here really worth the price of admission?
Okay, this is all starting to make sense. So the answer is just diversification, right? You just buy a whole bunch of different stocks, and that makes the risk go down. Simple. Not quite. And you've just landed on the single most common and most dangerous misunderstanding about diversification. See, the magic isn't just in owning a lot of things. The secret ingredient, it's something else entirely. It's called correlation. As Markowitz himself pointed out, owning 60 different railroad stocks is not true diversification. Why? Well, because when the whole railroad industry has a bad year, guess what? They're all probably going to perform poorly at the exact same time. The real key is to own assets that behave differently from each other. Here's a simple way to think about it. Picture an umbrella salesman and an ice cream vendor. The umbrella salesman, he makes a killing on rainy days, but he's toast on sunny days. The ice cream guy? The exact opposite. Now, on their own, both of their incomes are super volatile. But what happens if you combine them? Suddenly, you have a surprisingly stable business. That's because their businesses have low correlation. That is the secret ingredient.
And this is where the pure genius comes in. Markowitz didn't just give us this cool concept. He gave us the machine to actually measure it. It's called a covariance matrix. Just think of it like a master blueprint that shows you exactly how every single asset dances in relation to every other one. And this isn't just some dusty old theory.
This is the exact mathematical engine that firms like Bridgewater and Renaissance Technologies use today to build portfolios that can weather almost any economic storm. So, the lesson for you is to take a hard look at your own portfolio's dance card. Are all your stocks in the tech sector? Are they all big US companies? Because if they are, they're all dancing to the same music. And when that music stops, they all stop. Real diversification means finding assets that dance to completely different beats.
So what happens when you take all this stuff, expected returns, variance, correlation, and you throw it all together? Well, you get something incredibly elegant, truly powerful, and frankly, kind of beautiful. You get the efficient frontier.
Okay, just imagine for a second every single possible combination of assets you could ever own. It's this huge universe of choices, right? Like a chaotic cloud of dots, where every single dot is a portfolio with its own risk and return. Without some kind of framework, you're just totally lost in there.
But when you apply Markowitz's math, a clear shape starts to emerge from all that chaos. This beautiful curve, this is the efficient frontier. And it is, quite simply, the set of all the best possible portfolios. Any portfolio that sits on this line gives you the absolute maximum return you can get for that specific level of risk. It's like the menu of champions. Anything below the line, it's just suboptimal.
Okay, I think the light bulb just went on. So the goal isn't to find the one single best portfolio that exists, it's to find the best portfolio on that curve for me. So if I'm young, I can push higher up into more risk for more return, and if I'm about to retire, I can slide down to a safer, more conservative spot. Exactly. You absolutely nailed it. The efficient frontier isn't a destination, it's a map. It shows you all the best possible paths you can take, and it's all based entirely on your own personal goals.
This is all just incredible stuff, but that paper was from 1952. I mean, does this 70-year-old idea really have any impact on my portfolio today? Oh, it's not just there, it is everywhere. The DNA of modern portfolio theory is the logic behind Bridgewater's famous all-weather fund. It's how your company pension plan is built. It's the algorithm running inside robo-advisors. It's even the simple idea behind a target date fund that adjusts your risk as you get older. It truly is the operating system of modern finance.
And this quote just captures his impact so perfectly. You see, Markowitz did for finance what Augustus did for Rome. He founded a place full of stories, gut feelings, and, fuzzy language, and he left it a field of mathematical rigor and scientific precision.
So if there's one crucial thing to take away from all this, it's this shift in your mindset. You've got to stop thinking like a stock picker who's just trying to find a needle in a haystack. You need to start thinking like an architect, carefully building a robust, diversified, and mathematically sound portfolio. Which I guess leaves us with one last really crucial question you've got to ask yourself. When you look at your own investments, your own money, is your portfolio built on hope or is it built on math?